Now I would like to now I would like to introduce our active participant, Karen from Germany.
Can you hear me?
I think he may have a microphone problem. I think he meant to say that he's asking you a question about how your country used the data on the OECD database. Karen, please.
Yeah, hi, this is Karen. I can actually not really talk for the whole country, but just for myself. I work here in the Federal Office of Consumer Protection and Food Safety in Germany. And for me, the BioTrack database is very useful to, and this was mentioned before in the very nice presentation that Sol gave, to check unique identifiers. Actually to verify them. I very routinely do this to check the data that we are currently entering into our Eugenius database. And since the OECD, and this was also mentioned in the presentation, originally really developed this system of unique identifiers, this is also the web page that we consider the original source for UIDs. So especially whenever we are entering or characterizing GMOs, and these are plant GMOs that do not have any information on the UIDs in their original application for authorization, then we double check with the BioTrack database. So that's very helpful for us.
Thank you, Karen, for for sharing your experience. And this is great pleasure for me to know the unique identifier is positively considered by your country. So now I would like to give this floor to everybody, every participant. You may type any question, comment on the presentation, or probably on the unique identifier. So please feel free to do it.
Hello, this is Masami Takasan. I think that I do have a question to both Sol and you. So Sol wrote that the last point about limited outreach. I think she meant that OECD member countries. But then I was wondering that you might want to say to people that actually that this is the limited number of the members of the OECD, but that the product database is open to everybody. So basically that if there is a good promotion and a good contribution, outreach can be further extended. So this is more or less a comment from me, but then I just wanted to help out.
Thank you for your help. And then this is the part I really want to encourage all of you to provide us with the information, because as Masami mentioned, we are not closing the door. We are not closing the door only for our member country. We are opening our door for all countries. The more information we get, the more data we store, the more our database becomes valuable. So please feel free to contact me with your information. Thank you, Masami. And now I see Heis is typing something.
Dakar, in the meantime, may I intervene?
Sure, please.
Thank you. Yes, Bertrand Dagalier from OECD. Just in addition to what you said, the information on the OECD database is the official one, and we are focused. We have a limited focus on the products that are approved. So this is not mandatory information, as Sol has underlined in her very nice presentation. So we are progressing. We are adding countries by little. As Sol has presented, we do not, for instance, relating to the information coming from the European Union, we do not, we have one entry for European Community approvals, but we do not give details of each of the 28 countries forming the European Union. So that's one thing. And we have already started to expand our database to countries which are not OECD members. For instance, Brazil and Paraguay are already included in it. And we have good contacts, and this was confirmed again this morning, with South Africa and Philippines for adding their information too. So this is a process by which we are little by little expanding and completing our information. So that was all I wanted to add to your previous statement. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bertrand, for following up. And in the meantime, we have a couple of questions from Ahmad. I'm sorry. Ahmad Wali raised a question to Sol, saying in Mexico, the companies are mandatorily responsible to include information about their products in the database. Sol, could you address this question?
Yes, thank you very much for the question, Dawil. The companies and all the developers of GM products have the mandate to present the information to the competent authorities if they want an authorization for the use of the product as food feed or for processing. And also they have the obligation to present information if they want to do an environmental release to the environment. We have these 3 stages: experimental release, pilot stage, and a commercial release. But they are not the ones that are responsible for fulfilling our databases. The competent authorities, in this case, depending on which is the LMO or the GMO that is going to get the approval, or what is the type of approval, the competent authorities, which could be the Ministry of Health, the Ministry of Agriculture, or the Ministry of Environment, are the ones fulfilling the information in a process that they send it to us, which we are the responsibles to put them in the national information system. And the executive secretary is also the formal contact to submit the information that we receive from the competent authorities, which in these cases, they receive the information from the companies or the developers, but they are not the ones putting or adding the information directly. I hope my answer was clear. Thank you for the question.
Thank you, sir, for addressing the question. And I see the comment, but it's not the question, it's a comment from Heis, suggesting their central portal for all databases. I think this comment would be addressed in the final session, because this is about our all 3 databases. So, and now it's time is up, so I would like to pass my session to the final session. No, the second from the final session to